If you think you've cracked the living with diabetes code by just increasing a unit of insulin after each extra cupcake you eat, then well, you are wrong. Yes, living with diabetes is challenging, but having a regular meal plan can make a huge difference. Today, I'll give you 7 simple tips on creating a meal plan which will help you avoid blood sugar spikes and lows. Before we head any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Terah, and I'm here to answer all your questions about diabetes and nutrition. I promise to make it easier for you. So let's get started. Okay, so here's the very first tip. Clear your concepts. Just skipping your favorite dessert or sugar in your coffee won't do the trick. Surprisingly, sugar is in many more foods than you may think. For example, white rice or bread. Simple carbs in these refined foods are also called sugars, and they can increase your blood sugar just like any other dessert. Not only that, even fats can spike your blood sugar levels. Yes, too much fat can contribute to insulin resistance. So what you need to do here is clear these simple concepts. This will help you make better and more mindful decisions. The second tip is to put your routine on a schedule. Before planning your individual meals, you need to build a scheduled routine. Skipping meals and then overindulging can lead to sugar spikes and drops. This may also mess with your diabetes medication. For example, taking metformin without eating first can upset your stomach and lead to diarrhea. So set a time for your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between and stick to that every day. The third tip is to keep your total calories in check. To prevent blood sugar fluctuation, you also need to calculate your total calories. The more calories you consume, the higher your blood sugar will be. Too much food, even if it's healthy, can cause a glucose spike. Your ideal caloric intake depends on your weight, height, and physical activity. But as a general rule of thumb, it is safe to limit your calories to 1,500 to 1,800 a day. This might help you lose weight too, which will allow you to control your blood sugar by reducing your insulin resistance. The fourth tip is to always count your carbs. Carb counting is an effective way to manage your blood sugar. This habit will also help your doctor set an effective dosage of your diabetes medication. What you need to do is simply count the carbs in each meal by reading the nutritional labels or using a carb counting app. You can even set your insulin dosage with carb counting. However, doing it without your doctor's help isn't recommended. Initially, your doctor will have to determine your insulin to carb ratio first, then recommend a suitable insulin dosage. Before moving to tip number 5, I want you to listen carefully now. I know that diabetes management may seem overwhelming. That's why I strongly recommend checking out a personalized Klinio app, which will change the way you approach your whole diabetes routine. I'll put the link in the description below, so don't forget to check it out. Let's move forward. So my number 5 tip is to consume more fiber. Even if you limit your carb intake, it's still important to consume high fiber foods such as lentils, barley, whole grain bread, vegetables, or fruits. High fiber foods tend to be filling and most have a low glycemic index. It means they can help manage your appetite and will have less of an effect on your blood glucose levels than other food options. The American Diabetes Association recommends that people over the age of 18 get 22 to 35 grams of fiber each day. So always choose brown bread and brown rice instead of white bread and white rice. Also go for whole fruits instead of fruit juices. The number 6 tip is to avoid processed food. If you're a to-go or fast food meal kind of person, it's time you change that. Processed foods are usually high in sugars and salt. As you already know, sugar rapidly increases your blood sugar. Salt may not increase your blood glucose directly, but it increases your blood pressure. People with diabetes are likely to have high blood pressure too, so it's better to keep your salt intake in check. The number 7 tip is to use the plate method. A relatively easy way to manage your blood sugar is to follow the plate method. By using this specific method, you can create meals with a healthy balance of vegetables, protein, and carbs. You just need to follow these steps. Step number 1, take a 9-inch dinner plate. Step number 2, fill half of it with non-starchy vegetables. Here you can see the list of recommended vegetables. Take a screenshot of it since you might need it later. Step number 3, fill a quarter of the plate with lean protein of your choice, such as chicken, fish or turkey. If you're a vegetarian, you can have tofu, eggs, or beans. Step number 4, fill the rest of the plate with carbs. If you religiously follow the plate method, you don't necessarily have to choose very fiber-rich food. You can have rice, pasta, or bread. Keep in mind that potatoes, fruits, milk, and yogurt are also included in the carb portion of your plate. Okay guys, keep in mind that if you follow these simple tips, you'll keep your blood sugar in control and make your life with diabetes easier. Don't forget to check out our next video on how physical activity affects diabetes and another one about diabetes medication.